Y'all already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? CBS Sundays. You know what I'm saying? I'm your boy Duke. Hey, Meech, what's up? Sally, what's good? What y'all up
What's
to
going on?
today?
What's going on?
Good with y'all today.
All
Hey,
right, all
man, you
right,
know
all
what it
right.
is, man. Hey, this is the only game that we feel like, could potentially challenge us. You know what I'm saying? So, we got a lot of stuff. We got some things we got to get into. And guess what? However it works out, good or bad, but we all know which way it's going to work out. It's going to work out for the good for us because that's what we do. But before we get going, I got to give a couple shout outs to some people. You know what I'm saying? Because we got some loyal viewers out there. You know what I'm saying? And they come in every week to make sure that we're good, and we got to give them a good shout out. So first shout out, we got to give a shout out to Sustainment TV. You know what I'm saying? Sustainment TV, what's popping out there? Hey, Sally's main man Samuel Harrison up in PA, man. What's good with you? Timberly James, what's how you doing? Appreciate you for subscribing. Jeff Stokes, if this is the Jeff Stokes I went to school with, what's up, man? How you doing? We got Cindy Barwinski. Cindy, don't worry about it. I'm gonna give the Andersons a shout out next. But what's going on, Cindy? Can't fail 99. Can't fail 99. Thank you for your subscription. And Mahadi Herman, aka Herm Mahadi. What's going on, my homeboy at work? You know what I'm saying, what's up with your Herm? But yeah, man, want to give a shout out to some viewers, man, and thank y'all for subscribing. Please, man, if you get a chance, like, comment, subscribe, share these videos, and feel free to go back and watch some of our other shows here at the Regal Eagle. You know what I'm saying, not FS1, but yes, the Regal Eagle. But now that we got all the properties, and big shout out to Rocky Mountain Pizza downtown Atlanta. You know what I'm saying, for supporting us out there, letting us hang our banner. You know what I'm saying, we'll be down there Sunday, Tony and I. I know we missed a few weeks, but guess what? We had to ask some things had to go on. I couldn't make it, but Tony had to make it. You know what I'm saying, that's what it is. But Tone, what up, man? What up? We in the house. So Michi, man, talk to me, man. How you think? What you think about this weekend? This
Hey
game this
man,
weekend.
I'm really looking forward to the game, man. It's a lot of factors behind it. You know what I mean? You got the twin brothers, they're gonna be playing against each other. We got one on our team, other one, the sorrier one, he's on the Bengals. You know what I mean? Hey, you also got the Heisman, the 2019 two Heisman finalists, one winning it, one came in, behind him with Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts. They came in that. Joe Burrow actually beat him, LSU. They actually beat Oklahoma in the thing. So
That's
this
right.
is a revenge match for them. And the third thing, man, that's behind this, man, is for some reason, man, we just have not fared well against the Bengals,
I
man.
know.
We're like 0-24 the last 24 times we
Yeah.
played them. So, man, hopefully the 25th time, they'll be like third time's a charm, 4 times a charm, 10 times a charm, 25th time's a charm. So hopefully it
Yeah,
works out
for
in our
real.
favor, man, this weekend, man. We continue the road that we're doing. Sally, what you got?
I think you're right, man. We got a lot of rivalries going on with this game. We got twins playing. We got the Heisman people playing against each other. We got also, like, I think one of those games was a tie. I think our last tie might have been against the Bengals as well. We had a tie with the Bengals.
Yep.
So I mean, but hey, this is our time now. This is our time. This
That's
is
right. It's our time.
Jalen's time to hey, you want the high? You got the Heisman? Okay, I got this right here. You know what I'm saying? Put it back in
Yeah.
his face and let that ugly twin on the Bengals side feel the pain of
The
his
one with no beard.
yeah,
The
the
one
one
with
with
no
no
beard.
beard. That's right. Let him feel the pain, so his brother can talk shit to him after this game is over. You know what I'm
We only
saying?
do shaving profiles over here.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah, you
right,
don't even
man.
know how to work a
That's right.
disability, buddy. But yeah, man. So look, when it comes to this game, man, like, look, at some point in time, you got to get them down when they're weak. You know what I'm saying? The right now, there are only two things they got going on is a receiving core. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Outside of that, they really don't have a running back. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like at some point in time, the light shines on the dog's ass one day, and guess what? We gonna get it. We gonna get it this weekend. So all these other wins that we done had, and I'm sorry, all these other losses and all this other stuff that we done had throughout our time. Guess what? Well, guess what? This week is gonna come into fruition. Now, unlike Michi said, for 23 times the charm. Nah, it's our time. It's our time this time. Plus, with that, I already got some memes already done up for some people, so I ain't even worried. I feel confident in what we got going on. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Sean Perry says, "Hope y'all beat them." Yeah, well, see, Sean, you want that because you're a Ravens fan, so of course you want us to win. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying. Kim says, like, comment, subscribe, thanks, babe, appreciate you. But yeah, man, we got to get into these talks, man. That's what we got to do. We got to get into these things, man, because guess what? We got some work we got to do. You know what I'm saying? And I truly think that when we go into Paycor Stadium, like
Yeah,
anything after that shouldn't be that hard
yeah,
outside of the Ravens. Outside
yeah,
of the Ravens.
yep,
You know what I'm saying? And when I say shouldn't be, because hey, we got Jalen Daniel. He's working on an injury right now. And I think that's gonna be a lingering with his chest, because he's gonna keep getting popped in that chest. He's gonna
yeah.
get It's just gonna be a lingering issue. So, with that, and then we already know the Cowboys are training like booty cheeks. So, I'm
Yeah.
not too much worried about them. So I feel like after this game, it should be, like we said, like they say, one of the easier schedules in the league to get our numbers up. So, excuse me, light shines on the dogs. Yeah, it does. It's got a couple. What you mean? You got a couple for us? What you mean? Oh, probably. I don't know. Oh, some people that some memes. Okay, appreciate it. All right. So, with that being said, we got this. All right. So the Bengals, they've put up 30 points consecutive in 3 games this season anyway, and it was consecutive, like game after game after game. But with that being said, like what should the Eagles defense game plan be for keeping Joe Burrow on the 25? And I say that because the Bengals average 25 points a game. We average 22 points a game. So what should we do defensively to keep Joe from making that 25? Michi, you up?
Hey man, I think the main thing we need to do is and I've been looking at this guy's stats, man. He's very, I pleasing to the eye on the field, but if you go look at statistically, he's becoming, man, and I don't want to, put too much pressure on him right now. But as of right now, he's has that lockdown, that Revis Island effect, to where people are avoiding him altogether. And that's Kenyon Mitchell, man. He's doing his thing as a rookie. So, he continued to do his thing. This is going to be one of the better tests of the defense, to see what we're going to do. Like, we came through last week, we shut down the Giants. We didn't let them score a touchdown. So hopefully we can continue that and guide this into success, man. The linebacker core, they're going to have to do it, because yeah, the Bengals ain't been able to run, but I mean, it's a professional team. So if they can sense any weakness in our line, O-line or linebackers, they'll get a few yards on us. And you know how we do, man. We love to miss some tackles and all that stuff. So I think it's gonna come down to the Sidney Browns, the Kenyon Mitchells, hopefully Cooper DeJean doing his thing, man. Matt, all these boys doing their thing on the outside edges. And we just, flurry, rush Bengals, keep them off their time. And that's what we need to do.
All right, Sad, what you got?
Like, a lot of stuff that me said, he hit a bit on the head. You know what I'm saying? But also, I think for us, like me said before, we need to be like Nats.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow. We need to be like Nats in this, but we need to be our defensive line. Well, their O line is like 21st in the league, so our defensive line needs to penetrate that O line and get to Joe Burrow. Also, we need to control the clock. If we can keep Joe Burrow off the field, if we control the clock, keep Joe Burrow off the field, that's going to work in our advantage. So that's what I think we need to do, as far as to keep Joe Burrow's points down. Now I would say Joe Burrow, I mean, his stats he's like 70% passer rating. I mean, as far as completions, I mean, he's like 100% passer rating. He's only thrown 2 interceptions all season. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if we keep Joe Burrow off the field, I think, and we control the clock, that's going to be the key to our success.
I bet. So I'm on the same playing field as you guys. You know what I'm saying? Looking at it, we gotta be like Nats in his face. We gotta apply pressure to him, because once he's known for throwing at least 1 pick a game this season anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I've said numerous shows ago, I feel like Joe Burrow's best days are starting to get a little bit behind him. But if we can get him off his mark and keep him off the field, keeping him off the field by saying, if you go running back, Chase Brown has 327 yards, 6 carries. Saquon Barkley's got 658 yards with 108 carries. However, Saquon Barkley averages 6.1 yards a carry, and Chase Brown averages 5. So the thing is, if we can continuously run the ball and keep the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands, that just gives him less time to score a touchdown. But we already know that. But even with that being said, even if the running back does get the ball, he's still likely to get less yards than Saquon. So if Saquon can chew up the clock and chew up the field and get more yardage, there's no reason why Chase Young should be able to touch the ball as many times as he can, as long as we're getting 3 and outs. Now, like Sally was saying, Joe Burrow's he's at a 70% passer rate, and Hurts is at a 67. And I got all this from yesterday. These are just things that I looked up. but their average is 7.8. Is really 7 yards a pass. So I mean, they're basically the same. It's just that Jalen Hurts doesn't complete as many passes, but he shouldn't have to if he's handling the ball off Saquon. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts is seven touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Joe Burrow's at 14 touchdowns too. Both been sacked 18 times. So I mean, right now this game is going to be which QB plays a better, well-managed game.
Yeah,
that's what it's going to come down to. So if Jalen Hurts again, wait, I think second week, no, and no interceptions, no turnovers.
Yep.
So if he can keep that up this week, that's our key to success. Keep the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands, run the ball, Nick Sirianni, run the ball, and guess what? Make sure all that stuff happens. We should be good to go. I don't see us losing this game at all, but we'll get into predictions later. But that's it. That's just how I feel. So but again, we were talking about Chase Young. You know what I'm saying? How did the Eagles keep Chase Young and T. Higgins from going off? I'm trying to figure this out. Sally, what you got?
It's gonna come down to our young corners back there. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come down to our young corners, playing a great game. And like I said, if we can get Joe Burrow off his mark, you know what I'm saying? And get him flustered in the back where he's throwing ill-advised passes and he's just throwing the ball up and he's not being able to get set in that pocket, then I think that's how we're going to make our success downfield. So to me, the key is to getting to Joe Burrow is the key. Because at the end of the day, we know AJ, Chase, they're gonna get there at the end of the day. They're gonna get something at the end of the day. We know they're gonna get something. So just the fact that getting to the quarterback is going to help our young corners and the linebackers and stuff. Getting to Joe Burrow is the key to me. That's the key.
All right, Sally. Macy.
Yeah, man. Constant, persistent pressure on him. Like, you don't need to sack him every time, but you just really need to disrupt his timing that he has to those receivers, because that's what they work on all the time. And those guys, I'm pretty sure they've watched a lot of film. You know what I mean? They know the defensive plays and what he runs in certain, favorable conditions that he's him. So the biggest thing is just get hands up in their face, man. Pressure. Of course we want some sacks. Like, I would love every game from here on out to look like it did against the Giants. You know what I mean? Just that consistent pressure. 7, 8 sacks a game or something like that. But you don't necessarily need that every time. You know what I mean? 2 or 3 sacks or something like that. But just that consistent pressure in his face to disrupt their timing and shut down that running game. You shut down their running game, so that's automatically going to be able to, to not let those guys go off as much, because all the pressure is going to be on them. We know he's going to have to put some air under that ball, so just disrupt their timing.
So, with that being said, I think that Quinyon Mitchell, I think he's going to hold his own. I know Michi said a couple shows ago, or even throughout the season, that Slade's just starting to get a little old, and I agree with him. So when you got T. Higgins and you got Jamar Chase, one of them is going to get touched. One of them is going to get smoked 1 or 2 times a game. You know what I'm saying? We just got to figure out which DB is going to give up that big play. And I'm not going to lie, Slade's probably going to be one, because I think he dealt with an injury 2 games ago. So when it comes to Quinyon, I think Quinyon's going to hold his own. He's going to, I'm not saying Jamar Chase ain't going to get no catches, because he's definitely
right.
Catches. But is he going to get some of them big down the field plays? Maybe not. Maybe not. And again, as long as our D line is making Joe Burrow get out of that pocket, and now you got a freelance, I just think that Quinyon Michel will be doing a better job at containing Jamar Chase rather than Slay on T. Higgins. So I just hope that Slay doesn't give up too many big plays, and I hope that Cindy Brown comes in and just smokes his ass. You know what I'm saying? I hope he goes in and just smokes him a few times. I'm not even gonna lie, because if he does that, then I think we'll be all right. It says Sean Perry says, don't let him go over the top. I mean, come on, Sean. Jamar Chase is gonna get over the top once or twice again.
Yeah.
He's gonna get 1 or 2 catches, guaranteed. So I mean, that's easy to say, but I just don't see. I mean, okay. So my question to you, Sean, if you don't let him go over the top, that's fine. You only got, what are you gonna put 2 safeties back there doing dual safeties? If that's the case, now you're leaving the middle open.
So that's my thing too, man. I think that's going to be one of the keys to the game, because I foresee, if everything runs well, The defense is going to be in his face, disrupt their timing. That's not going to give him 3, 4, 5 seconds for those long plays to develop. So to me, that's what's going to be left open is the middle. And that's where we've had consistent problems over the past few years is, receiver, tight ends, Drew Sample, their tight end, being able to run those slant routes across the middle or something like that, or those, 4 or 5 and in routes or something like that. So hopefully we have a plan for that. And I think that should be able to solidify our defense all around.
Yep.
So Sean says cover 2 is our friend. He says, we don't have to design any exotic plays on defense. I don't think so either. But I think that if we don't do that, come up with some, real, conniving, third and whatever on defense, I feel like leaving Joe in the pocket, he'll pick us apart. That's what he'll do. Yeah,
like we said, especially across the middle, because I mean, if you look at the past games, if it's like a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6 against us, our defense, every time you see a pass getting thrown for that first down, it's always across the middle. It's always somebody's running the screen or whatever. It's always across, or somebody's running that post or whatever. It's always across the middle every time. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So Sean says he played man on Higgins and double chase. Burrow's scared to get to the run no more. He used to get out of the pocket a lot. That is real true. Going man on. Okay, so Chase. So Sean, and I'm asking Sean because I'm quite sure Sean watches the Ravens, the Bengals games way more than we do because he's a Ravens fan. So I'm looking at who we got. Who would you double up on Chase, and who would you put man on Higgins if that's the case? If that's what you're trying to do, I'm curious to hear what you got to say. All right. So, but even with that, I'm saying on their side of the ball, I'm saying this was going to be a question for Kev, but how do the Bengals keep AJ and Vontae on in offense from flying high? I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. Looking at the receiver core. All right. We got Chase Young's got 620 receiving yards, and AJ Brown's got 324. He's 48 completions. He averages 12. Chase averages 12.9 a catch. However, even though AJ Brown has 324 yards with 24 receptions, AJ Brown's receptions is 1.5 yards more than his. So again, it plays a. Go ahead.
I'm about to say you got to look also too, man. AJ Brown, he was out a few games with an injury,
right?
But, you know what I mean.
Right.
So that means he's on a tear. He's on a tear coming back.
Exactly.
Making up for lost time.
Right. And then on top of that, what I'm saying. So Jamar Chase is averaging 15.9 yards, and AJ Brown's averaging 20. And this is what 2 games missed.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase has 8 big plays. Any big plays meaning 20 yards or more. AJ Brown's got 5. Chase Young has 6 TDs. AJ Brown has 3. So Chase Young is only leading them by 3, and it really AJ Brown's really leading them in 3 statistical categories out of 5, with 2 less games. If we're really trying to go there. So guess what? The Anderson clan, Justin Anderson, Danica Anderson, and Floyd, aka Andy. Guess what? Don't think that Jamar Chase gonna come in here and do something, because he not. That's right. And Justin, I know you're not watching because you're supposed to be on the show, but guess what? I don't care what you're doing out there. I don't care where you
watching.
At.
Oh, he watching.
Yeah. He watching from his phone. He got his phone on. He watching.
That's what the fans do. That's what fans do. They sit back and they watch. They may click. They may click on the video.
Look around the corner like Spice Adams run that tree.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
hey,
don't get it twisted.
Realistically speaking, man, if I was a Bengals fan or anybody else, man, there is a recipe out there, and it has worked for certain teams, and that's all you have to do is pressure Jalen Hurts, because he hasn't always shown his maturity and his decision making, right? So if I was the Bengals, I would pressure him with a couple, different rush plays, 3, 4, 5 man rushes at different times. Sometimes all out rushes, and see what he's gonna do. That disrupts his time, because we know that Jalen Hurts has the slowest release in the entire NFL. So if we disrupt that, that's going to make them rely on Saquon even more. So that'll be the only way to really shut down AJ and Vontae and, those guys from flying high. And that's going to put more pressure on Saquon and his legs to do his thing. Saquon and Gainwell, hopefully they use those guys like they're supposed to. So, that's the ultimate recipe to beat us that has been shown, tried and true, is to get Jalen Hurts off of his rhythm.
So what you got?
Like me said, Jalen, to me, Jalen is the key, man.
Yep.
Jalen is the key. So if the O line can keep the D line off of Jalen, we straight. Because Cam Taylor Britt, that's who's gonna be on AJ. He's shaky, man. AJ gonna get his. AJ's gonna get his. But as long as our O line keeps the D line off of Jalen, and plus I believe Smitty do, because last game Smitty didn't do
One
much
target.
last game. He
One
got one
target.
target. So this is Smitty's week right here. The redemption week for Smitty to go ahead and to bust some Bengals head to the white meat. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is Smitty's game right here. So I mean, like I said, as long as Jalen is good in the back, he stay in that pocket. He can get a quicker release on that ball. The old line's gotta keep that defense off of him. AJ and Smitty gonna get theirs all day.
All right, so let's just say for the sake of argument, Smitty only gets targeted maybe 4 times. Very limited yardage, no touchdowns. But AJ again goes off, gets 2 touchdowns. And 86 yards. Like at some point in time, do you think Smitty will start to get frustrated and be like, all right, now look, because we all know like when those things happen and those yards and games and you're not getting receiving yards, that stuff like that stuff it affects your contract. So at some point in time, do you think Smitty would be like, look, when you start sharing the ball, you know what I'm saying? Do you think frustration start kicking in with Smitty?
Absolutely, it always does. When you have a lot of stars on one team, you have a lot of people that can go out and be number one receivers on different teams. After a while, it does affect them. So if you look at, case in point would be the guy who played for the Giants. What's his name? He played for the Giants, won the Super Bowl with the Rams. Beckham, Odell Beckham. You know what I mean?
Beckham. Okay, yeah.
You have guys like that if you spend too much time on one team where you're not getting the stats, that affects your high end as far as your contract negotiations and stuff like that. But that also affects your lifetime achievement stats as far as getting to the hall and stuff like that. So you had a lot of guys that were really good that played with shitty quarterbacks where they weren't getting the play that they were supposed to be getting. And you'd be like, man, he was good, but he'll never get into the Hall of Fame because he didn't have the career that he had. So when you have those number ones and they become divas after a while, you get too many of them on the same team. That's when you run into problems. So good thing that AJ and Devontae are good friends. You know what I mean? They talk about that stuff, and hopefully for the fans' sake, that they have the overall win. In their mind, that's what they want to do. All I care about is the win. Hopefully that goes, but I mean, after a while, it gets to anybody.
Yeah, it would definitely get to me because I'm like, look, I ain't out here just running these goddamn routes and practicing all week just for him to get the ball. Like, look, hey, I'm open too now.
Yeah,
don't forget about me.
And we got to make sure Jalen sees that stuff. Because that last game, Devontae was across the middle. He had an open pass across the middle, wide open, and Jalen didn't get it to him. You know what I'm saying? We end up he threw the ball out of bounds. He ran to the left sideline and threw out of bounds. And Smitty was wide open running across the middle. So I mean, Jalen's got to keep his eye out. I got it. We got a couple of divas. AJ's a diva. You know what I'm saying? AJ wants the ball, but he got to just remember that he also got Smitty also. So you got to try to make everybody happy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With ball distribution. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, I got it. Like you said, Smitty could be a number one receiver on another team, easy.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like me said, they got a good relationship. Him and AJ got a good relationship. Big Batman, little Batman. The Batmans and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
the Batman brothers.
The Batman brothers. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Smitty is due though. Smitty is due coming back from that concussion. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been targeted like that, so he's due. He's due for a good game.
Yeah, and and I hate to say that that so and so is a diva or this person's a diva, but I mean everybody's got divas on the team, and there's going to be that one person that's going to complain that they don't get the ball, and some people are going to be like, look, man, just chill out, you'll get it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if Devontae Smith went out there and started complaining about getting the ball, at this point, I just feel like it's warranted. Now I don't know if they're not throwing the ball because he's a slot receiver for the most part, kind of sort of. He is coming through the middle a lot, and because he's going through the middle, we already know like those Edelmans and them boys, they were getting popped a lot, and we don't want that another one to come away.
We don't want,
That could be their way of limiting his catches. You know what I'm saying? But even with that being said, I want to say the very next game he came out, he had 2 clutch plays, 2 clutch. So I don't know. I don't know why they're not throwing Devontae the ball, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe the diva is coming out of AJ. I mean, that was said last week, but you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just hope, like I said, I hope that, like Michi said, they come together and they kumbaya, because everybody has divas on the team. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. And one of the divas that I would like to have on our team is Myles Garrett. You know what I'm saying? So him and Mason Crosby, because you know those 2 guys are the 2 guys that kind of like, they're like the front runners of their team. So we already know, we were talking about, you know what I'm saying, you know, the trade line coming up, and the trade line, you know what I'm saying, you know, who's out there and who we could get. But you know, hey, Myles Garrett, Mason Crosby, they out there. We already know we need pass rushers. So you know what I'm saying, is how we gonna pull the trigger on one of these guys? He's gonna, you know, because you know the word on the street says, I think the Browns said they wanted 2 firsts and a player. I think they said that's a lot. You know, that's a lot, boy. 2 firsts and a player. Yeah. And then I think Mason Crosby, he said he has a desire to not want to leave. He doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay. So I feel like they'll probably work something out. But if you were the GM, Meech, you're Howie. You know what I'm saying? You're Jamal Roseman, okay? And you you Jamal Roseman, you need to go out there and you need to get him as a what would you do to get Myles Garrett? Like what would you be willing to give up?
Man, he's 28 years old. You know what I mean? He's a monster right now, but NFL years, he's at the hump or over the hump. So that's something to think about as well. Yeah, he's a monster doing his thing, but 2 first-round picks for a guy, you know what I mean? That if you're gonna do that, that means you're in the mentality of winning now. If you're going to do that, that means no holds barred. I want this Super Bowl this year. Because he comes with a lot of overhead as well. He comes with a lot of guaranteed money on his contract that the Browns were paying him because they thought they had, you know, success, you know what I mean, with old Mr. Rub and Tug, and he's not rubbing out. So they gave, you know, Mr. Rub and Tug, Deshaun Watson, all that guaranteed money. That they can't just, you know, change that. And Myles Garrett, the same thing. You got to come up with a lot of money for him. So honestly, it's nice. It's sexy to the eye. 2 first rounds and a pick. I mean, if you want that pick to be Slay or CJ, you know what I mean? Okay, but yeah, CJ or those guys, man, okay, but 2 first rounds for him. Yes, he's the monster, man, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. The amount of money you got to suck up for him, the amount of picks you got to pay for him at 29, 28, he's about to be 29 years old, you know what I mean, in 2 months. I mean, that's way over, you know, the NFL prime, you know what I mean, for his position, especially. I don't see it, man. It looks good, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do that. 2 first rounders?
That's a heavy price to pay, bro.
They want 2 first rounders and a player.
Yeah. But that's where your negotiation come in at, man. Because like they say, man, anytime you're negotiating stuff, man, anybody that speaks first, you know what I mean, you usually gonna lose. And you show your cards of what you want and this and that. And sometimes they show it and you know, they're ready to take a lot less, but that, like I said, that's a lot of money on that contract. So who's going to absorb that cost as far as their cap space and all of this type of stuff? We're getting, you know what I mean, to the fundamentals of negotiating terms and stuff like that. You know, he's had a couple injuries. He's 28, about to be 29. A lot of money. That's too much for him, man. That's too much, man. We got to make do or go get somebody that's a little less, you know what I mean, less of a caliber than him that can hold down. We need some strong middle linebackers. So, I mean, there's other guys out there other than Myles Garrett. That's just the sexy name that you want on your team. Yeah. But
okay, so but the question is, what would you give up to get him?
What would I give up? I would get. I can't give up 2 first rounders, man. Maybe I can't see a first rounder next year. If we're gonna get Myles Garrett, I could see giving up a first rounder of next year, depending on if all of our people are coming back. You know what I mean? Because if Myles Garrett comes, you know what I mean, we get to the Super Bowl, that's going to be those people that are come up for free agency and stuff. They're most likely going to re-sign. People for extensions, that means they're going to most likely, sign off on those extensions if you get deep into the playoffs with Myles Garrett. But if you don't, now you take all that extra cap space, all that hit. Now you can't afford all the extra people that you need to come in once those people sign other teams. So if I had to give it up, I would probably give up a first rounder of next year or the year after that. I can't give up two. And then a player, man, you can have. I'll drive Slay and CJ out there to myself. I'll drive them to Cleveland myself. And do that. But other than that, I can't give up two first rounders for Myles Garrett. Nah, he's good. He's not that goddamn good.
So, what would you be willing to part ways with?
Man, I would probably, but if it was me, if I was Howie, I would give up a first for next year and maybe a fifth for next year. First and a fifth, and then the following year I'll give him a second and Slay. So I'll give him a first and a fifth.
That's a lot. Man. First and the second round. Oh, that's a lot. Oh no. I'm saying the first and the fifth this year or this year, then 2026 or whatever, I'll give him a second rounder and I'll give him Slay. Yeah, because if you don't make, like I said, if you don't make the playoffs and you don't have everybody to sign, now you're giving up an additional second rounder in a year that could be your, your rebuilding year. You know what I mean? Because the next year you doing whatever, but the year after that, yeah, that's too much for him, man. I think it's too much.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been doing a little doing the research and stuff, and right now, to me, I've been looking. How are you not even really looking at Garrett like that?
Who is he looking at?
You're looking at Zarius Smith. He's the other pass for the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
He's looking at him. So, I mean, we'll see.
The Browns about to offload a lot of stuff, man. And
think
if the first takers, you're not going to win, but everybody's going to want Myles Garrett. But if you have the ability to hold out just a little bit, I think the tables are going to turn in everybody's favor. Because they're trying to offload a lot of that stuff because Deshaun Watson is sucking up so much money from them. So they're going to have to do whatever they can to free up some cap space to get some people in there to rebuild. So their next 2 to 3 years is rebuilding years already. We already know that. All their fans have secondary teams, man. I was just over somebody's house last night, man. And they're from Cleveland. They're doing all that stuff. They're Browns fan. And he says everybody in his, the draft league and all this stuff, they have secondary teams. And so that's how everybody's going to be for the next 2 to 3 years. So 2 first rounders. I can't give up a first and a second for Myles Garrett. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a first and a second. No, sir. No, sir.
So
definitely not 2 firsts.
So for me, for Myles Garrett, this is the max, like the max. Like I'll give up maybe a second rounder and the 5th rounder, and I'll give him Slay because he's more of a big name.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the money, I'll eat some of that money, but I'm not eating all of it.
Yeah.
That's all I can do. Outside of that, I can't give you no more than that.
Yeah.
Can't give you no more than that. And I'm talking about like a second this coming draft in the 5th, in the 2026 draft, and I'll give you Slay. And I might eat some of that money that's owed to him, but outside of that, I can't do nothing. Anything more than that is uncivilized. Can't do it. Yeah. Because it's like me said, like, what I think AJ's contract is, I think his next season, I think either that, it's either him or Smitty. One of them two's contracts is
Smitty.
Smitty. Okay, so Smitty's contract is going to be his last season of his contract is going to be the
rookie contract.
Yeah. So his rookie contract, I think, ends next year. So
yeah.
No, it didn't. No, it's not because he just re-signed.
Smitty did?
Yeah, didn't Smitty got money and AJ both got money.
They both did. Yeah,
I think they did Smitty's contract. I think like 1 or 2 years early.
They both got money.
Yeah. So yeah. But again, that's all I can give him. I can't
he got it. Guaranteed money, $51 million. He signed in April through 2028. Yeah, $51 million for Devontae. Yep.
Yeah. How many years?
Yeah. 3 years through 2028 season.
Okay, so 2028 season is what we're looking at, and from at this point 3 years. what are we gonna sign Myles Garrett for? A 2-year contract, a 1-year contract? Like, what are we doing with him? You
Because
know what I'm saying?
he got that
So
he got 30 million guaranteed from them guys, man. And I just think he's too rich for what we're trying to do. For the amount of talent we have, we don't need we don't need a Myles Garrett.
The
Right.
price
We
is
don't
too high
need it. It
for
would
that
be
guy.
very nice. We would love it. We'd be able to
Yeah.
celebrate it as fans. We don't need him to run deep. We just gotta do whatever we're doing and make the hits that we need to make.
Yep.
You know, Sean, that's a good question. I don't know why we need help. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't know why
we
they're
got
not getting the pressure to him. That's a question we need to ask Vic Fangio, because I just
Because he
don't know.
doesn't run enough blitz packages. He's starting to now. We saw that with the Giants. So hopefully that's what I said in the beginning. Hopefully we continue that and they be able to push that pressure. Because I mean, granted, we were playing, the Giants. So, and like we said, that was a topic that we had on that. Like, well, people dismiss that as like, oh, they were just playing the Giants.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Which they weren't. Like, the Giants got a really good defense as well, but we want to see that and different blitz packages and all this type of stuff coming from Vic. So hopefully we'll see this game, how we play against the Bengals, and then we take that success into Jacksonville. Well, we play Jacksonville.
Yeah. So my man Chris Smith says, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? Chris is he's a Cowboys fan. We talk all the time. I'll probably have Chris on the show. He was on the show last year. I don't know if you remember him, Misha, but he was on the show last year.
Yeah.
That's my dude up there up in Asheville. Hey, matter of fact, Chris, how y'all doing up there in Asheville, man? Did everything work out okay with y'all? He was, I'm quite sure he was affected by that hurricane up there. So I just want to check him out, man. Make sure he's good. And glad to see you up on you on the internet though, straight up, because I know y'all boys was hurting up there for a minute. But which excuse me. So on defense, so like how would you tweak things? Like if you could tweak one thing about our team's offense and defense, what would it be? And when I say tweak, I'm saying like we're doing this right, but if we could just do this, or the defense is doing this, or the defense ain't doing this, I would just do this. And I think Michi, you kind of touched on it just now, more blitz packages. Me personally, I think Vic needs to dial up a lot more blitz packages. You know what I'm saying? Getting the Kobe Dean in there. You know what I'm saying? To disrupt that backfield, especially on this game. That way you can throw Joe Burrow off his mark, like we were talking about earlier. So if we can come up with, like, if it's 3rd and 6 or whatever, come up with a nice blitz packages on our left side, forcing him to his left. That way he's got to throw across his body, and then I think that'd be worth it as long as T. Higgins is on that side. I don't want Jamar Chase on that side. I just don't want him on that side. So if we can flush Joe Burrow out to his left, you know what I'm saying? All right, that'd be perfect for us. But again, I think it's just blitz packages on defense. On offense, I feel like we need to get Sean Perry, he said it earlier. One of the viewers, he was like, our defense don't have to come up with all these elaborate schemes, and our offense. I feel like our offense needs to come up with a little bit more, crossing patterns. You know what I'm saying? Like a bunch more pick plays in order for us to be successful too. Because if Jalen Hurts can lead, like we were talking about, lead Smitty into those open crossing routes eventually, and we're running the ball, just like we said, that's going to open up them passing deep, those deep balls to AJ. Because guess what? We're running the ball. All defense is coming up. They're going to get so used to having Smitty come across the middle of the field. Now they're coming up even more. But guess what? Next thing you know, drop back, hit that deep on the AJ, and it's there. I'm telling you, Michi.
Oh no! Let me tell you. My only thing is this right here, man. It sounds good in theory, but you got to remember, this is the same reason why Deshaun Jackson didn't come across the middle. Devontae is 172 pounds with pads on. So Devontae can't keep coming across that middle. You know what I'm saying? You get them linebackers, them Ray Lewis's and all that coming across the middle, man. Devontae is going to be gone. He's a liability. Devontae needs his wheels on the edge to run them edge routes, them posts, and all this type of stuff. That's what Devontae is good for. He can't come across that middle, man. He's 172 pounds with pads on. No, it sounds good. That's what I would use Dotson or something like that for middle packages or something like that. Keep Devontae, you know what I mean? Whatever screen, whatever packages and post and straight flat routes or whatever, foot goal routes and all of this stuff, man. But yeah, Devontae can't cross that. No, sir. Not
like 2-3 times.
Maybe once. Maybe once. But he gonna tell you when he get up, I can't do that no more. He gonna tell you, hey, what did he say? What he say on Amistad? Give us 3. Don't you run me across that fucking middle no more. No, sir. He's 172 pounds. No, he can't do that. He can't do that, Duke. I'm telling you, no, sir.
Yeah, he can't do that.
I feel like he can do it 1, 2-3 times a game. That's it. I'm saying, but when I say go across the middle, like he was like last week when he was going across the middle, he was wide open. Like wait for him.
Yeah, a couple times he gonna be wide open because they don't expect it, and he gonna be on the line. They be like, down. His hands gonna be like, you're ready. You know he going across the middle. He's going across the middle.
We got a concussion to his eyes. How he got the concussion? That's how he would look.
Oh yeah.
Like, he was crazy.
It was like, yo, they gonna hit Devontae. They gonna hit Devontae ass. You want some of this too, old man? No.
No, I mean, I feel like he could. I mean, like when I say come across the middle, I'm talking about like have him come across the middle. Don't throw it to him when he's in the middle. Wait till he leaks from outside the pocket, then hit him. That way,
but you got to think about how much time that takes. For you know what I mean, and defenses ain't sitting around waiting for him just because he's underweight. He's on the you remember back in the day the Army had the underweight program. He's on the NFL's underweight program. Hey, so we ain't got time for all that to develop.
Yeah, you got that waiver. You got that waiver.
Yeah. See, so that's the key. I was gonna say this. The key to my success is to be able to use those guys, like Sally said, ball distribution. That's what Calcutta, or whatever his name is for, to come across that middle, that tight end. We need ball distribution. I want to see him get involved. To be honest with you, I don't need AJ to have 10, 15 receptions. You know, if AJ gets 5 good ones, Devontae gets 5 good ones, Gainwell, Barkley's running the ball, and the tight ends involved, that's going to show me the maturity and Hurts' decision-making process and ball distribution. That's the key to our offensive success.
Yeah. Sally, what you got?
I just think, man, we got a guy on our team that has not. We got a guy we got that hasn't really been in the offense. You know, Dotson. I want to see that guy. They got to make some. They got to make some packages for that guy. That guy. I mean, he was the first rounder for somebody. You know what I'm saying?
For a reason.
Yeah, for a reason. And we got him. I mean, we got him on our team, and we just haven't done nothing with him. Nothing with him.
Yeah,
so I think it goes back. I think it goes back to, like we say every week, man. What's his name? Kellen Moore isn't. We're not seeing a Kellen Moore offense. There's no way, because he called up way better, you know what I mean, offensive schemes when he was with Dallas, when he was with the other teams, way better offensive schemes. So yes, he's the offensive coordinator. But Nick is clearly calling the plays, because we see the plays recycle. And it just happens to work with AJ, but we don't see the development that we need to be seeing in this week, you know what I mean, going forward. We don't see that yet. And so I refuse to believe that this is Kellen Moore's offense that we're running on the Eagles.
Hey, I would tell you, because I was watching that show the other day, another show, and the guy said, is Philadelphia Eagles a running team? The hell you and Nick said? You damn right we are. And I'm like, what?
Well, but to his defense, I get that, because when we run the ball more than we pass, we're 14-1. So I get that
that's
we
the
have
recipe,
to do it. Huh?
That's the recipe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the recipe. So that's what he's relying on. But if you run into a game where Saquon, for some ungodly reason, doesn't, you know what I mean, have the game that he wants to, you still want to be able to show that we're not just one-dimensional on the run. I want us to be 14-1 if we run or throw the ball. That's a success for a Super Bowl championship.
Yeah. But when I was seeing that clip, I was like, when he said Nick Sirianni, it's like, damn right we're running the team. I'm thinking to myself, we've been asking you to run the ball all season. You know what I'm saying? The fans have been asking you to run the ball more all season. So how the hell are you going to come here and say that we are running offense?
I want to see that, Gina.
Me too.
I want to see that, Gina.
Hey, I tell you what. Hey, I'm holding you to that.
100%.
All I know is if you don't do it, if it turns out bad for you and you don't do it, we can't trust nothing else you say.
Gina, I want to see Gina. Gina, I'm gonna tell you right now. I was actually gonna hit Gina up about this because they have a lot of key injuries right now.
Yeah.
They have the guys with the flu, pneumonia. They got guys that are hurt. So Dallas is Dallas, man. They're a shitty team. We know this, but sometimes they find ways to win good games. So Gina, I want you to tag me on Facebook when you do this and you post that picture. You better tag me, Gina. I want to see it.
The Debo with the pneumonia, Ayuk is out for the season. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have some key injuries, and Dallas is Dallas. We make fun of them, but Dallas does find a way to win games, man. They get to the postseason and all this type of stuff. That we know that's where they implode. But Dallas is Dallas. But Gina, I'm telling you, don't you already said it. We got it on. I got it on tape.
That was one of the main reasons why I put it there, so we can screenshot it.
Right,
like, you said this is no one asked you. No one said no one took your arm and put it behind your back and said, you better say it. Say it. No, you said that on your own.
Like, damn, Gina, you and chemo, you what you doing? Radiation therapy?
No, we don't want to hear about CD. We don't want to hear about Parsons. It ain't about them right now. Oh, wait, matter of fact, hey, Chris said Dallas ain't going to on no postseason. We said that before. Oh, okay.
No, we're not talking about they going to the postseason, Chris. We're not saying all of that. All I'm saying is they have the ability to beat teams in the regular season. And we're talking specifically the 49ers who is hurt. They're depleted, man. Their key players are out. We know this. And shit. They find ways to win games. Dallas does. So let's go, Gina. I got the razor. I'm gonna send it to you.
Hey,
it's gonna be a good one too. A good race, not
I want you, Gina. When you shave them eyebrows, I want you to go against the grain. I want you looking like powder when you get done.
Hey, we say we don't know if she's excited or sad.
Gina, and I'm telling you, and don't come back the next week. Don't come back the next week looking like no chola with them goddamn drawing them on there. I want them to stay out till they grow back. I want them to stay out till they grow back naturally.
That's right. and don't get on the screen with no shades on either. We don't want these damn blue blockers on. No, take them blue blockers off. I want to see like.
Jenny gonna be on the show like this. Hello, everybody. Welcome
to. Yeah, we ain't trying to hear none of that, man. So what are your predictions for the game, Sally? What's your predictions? What you got? I'm curious to know.
Predictions, of course, we're gonna win. We're gonna win the game. I think the score is going to be, as far as score-wise, I think it's going to be a good game, but I think we're going to get them 31-24. I think that's going to be the final score. Like I said, and I think long time possession is plus for us, we're going to be straight. So I'm 31-24 Eagles.
All right. Spacey, what you got on predictions? Hey, I'm curious to know what the viewers say on these predictions, too. So, Sean, if you're out there, Chris, if you're still there, I want to see what y'all got as far as predictions. Go ahead, Demetri.
Yeah, I'm going to say 28-21 Eagles.
28-21?
Yeah.
All right. I got us, but why? Like, why 21? You feel like they're going to score 3?
Yeah. I feel like he got a couple of them. What's his name? They'll every say dog has his day. Joe will get his 2, and they might run one of us on us if we get down there in the red zone and our linebackers are playing shitty. You know what I mean? Vic ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing because we have some problems down there in the red zone against the run. So they might get one that's on it like that, but I think we'll shut it down. Hopefully, one of those 4 touchdowns comes in the fourth quarter so we can get that funk off of us. We're the only team in the NFL who haven't scored in the first quarter yet so far this season. So hopefully we go ahead and knock that out the park this game.
Now, Sean, earlier in the show, you said we should beat them, but now you got them winning. So it is. I don't understand.
He's a Cowboys fan. What do you expect?
No, Sean. No, Sean. He's a Ravens fan.
He's a Ravens fan. Okay. So he's just a little slow.
It could be. Because again, early
early drunk from last night.
I don't know. He's one of the fitness gurus, so maybe not. But
Okay.
I don't understand. I don't understand how you're saying it's 34-23 when you said we should dog walk them. So we should dog walk them. Then why? Maybe you meant to put Eagles, not Bengals. I mean, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Oh, he combined it. I don't know who the Bengals is, but yeah.
The Bengals.
24-20. Okay, Gina. I said okay. I said 28-21. She said 24-20.
But Gina, that does not get you out of it, baby. That does not get you out of it. You are still being held to that.
So no, it's too late. You already said it.
But he's saying that they desperately need to win. Yeah, but I mean,
who do the Bengals or the Eagles?
The Bengals.
Yeah, but I don't care about. I don't talk about stuff I don't care about.
Yeah, I don't get it. Chris says 28-17 Bengals. Well, you just saying that because you want us to lose. That's all. That's
right.
Fine.
That's the Cowboys.
You don't believe that. Yeah, you don't believe that.
Cowboys fan.
You don't believe that.
I expect that from them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's gonna be a good game. I think Joe Burrow's gonna get down there close to the red zone a couple times, but not be able to get it in at least twice. So I'm gonna say 27-20 Eagles. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I think we'll win by a whole touchdown. I think the Bengals are favored by 3, so I think we'll. I don't know. I don't think that they're gonna have enough to overcome us at home. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, but no, we ain't doing that. You put it out there, and I'm gonna screenshot it and send it to you too, and circle it in red. It says, when a team is desperate, they fight harder, but I want y'all to win. Offense is strong, can't win scoring field goals. Exactly. And I feel like they're gonna kick 2 field goals, but you can't win off kicking field goals. That's why I call this 27-20. Us. That's just me. That's what I feel. Yeah, that's dead. No, you can forget that one, Gina. No, we gotta hold you to that. Yeah. All right. So look, you already know, man. You already know what it is. Here at the Regal Eagle, we like to keep this thing at either an hour at the max to the max. Shout out to you, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? The show. Nah, Sean. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't let her do that. Hey, if you renege, that's 3 books. That's 3 books.
That's right. That's right.
3 books. Hey, we know you probably speaking out of emotion, but it's okay. No, it's okay. If we want 3 books, one for me, and Sally. We want a book per. Okay. Hey, shout out to Gina too. You know what I'm saying? She got a Regal Eagle mug. That's what's up.
Okay, that's what's up.
This morning, her coffee mug. Sally, I gotta get you one. But yeah, man. So look, if you haven't done it already, you know what I'm saying, tell your friends, tell your compadres, tell your amigos and all your homies and Thug Nations. Let them know, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. Once we get 300 followers, 300 followers. Right now we are at 245. So we need a couple more. We need a couple more followers to get up in here. And once we do that, we got some good giveaways over here. We got some beanies. We got some scarves. We got a nice computer mat. You know what I'm saying, a nice little computer mat goes on your joint. You know what I'm saying? And we got a couple mugs and some hoodies to give away. But we gotta get to that 300 first. Got to. That's what it is. Ain't shit out here free. You know what I'm saying? You people gotta earn it. As simple as that. And I want to say, Misha, you weren't on earlier before we got going, but I just want to give a shout out to Sally. You know what I'm saying? I got to give Sally his flowers. As of right now, Sally has the highest viewed video on the Regal Eagle channel. It's a short. It's when he was giving his predictions for the statues. Got 518 views on that thing. So shout out to him. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Drop the clues bomb. Boom. Shout out to Sally. But yeah, man. Chris says, I hope it's a Cowboys. Man, please.
Come on.
Hey, all the Cowboys say I can tell you where to find them. Go to any local trash dump. They all right there, lined up. They are all lined up. They're at the county landfill, bro. Just go out by and grab you one. But yeah, man, like I said, so we got to get out of here. Again, everything's under an hour over here. And want everyone to have a safe, productive weekend. Be safe out there. And guess what? Don't let no one steal your joy. You know what I'm saying? Don't beat your wife. Don't beat your kids. Don't beat your dogs. Quick little safety briefing. That's what we used to do every Friday. You know what I'm saying? Meeks, you go ahead and give them a safety briefing real quick.
Hey,
I know you got one
you're,
in.
hey, when they used to say, hey, I just want to caveat, I just want to piggyback. Well, they know they use that word in the Army. I just want to piggyback off what he said, man, and just have fun, man, and let's do it, man. I wanted to say, man, you see how we all came together and just magically wore the black. So that let you know right now, we already in sync. Let's go.
Yeah, everybody see, let's go, man, let's go.
Let's get it.
All right, Sally, you got any closing words?
Hey, just everybody tune in. Of course, like everybody says, like, subscribe, and comment on the YouTube channel. And watch them boys, the Eagles, not them Cowboys.
Yeah.
Watch these birds pick all over these Bengals on
Right.
Sunday at 1:00.
All right, so one more thing too. We do here at the Regal Eagle, we put out a poll every day, every weekday, and maybe I might do one today. At 10 o'clock, a poll is out. Just go to our community page on our YouTube page and vote for whatever's up on the poll that day. And excuse me. Watch some of our shorts too, man. All that stuff helps us out in the long run up as far as our analytics. We appreciate y'all. With that being said, man, we got to get up out of here. So base in this place means peace. See you later.
Othello on the beat.